In the heart of ancient Rome, a general stands victorious on the battlefield. Surrounded by his troops and the spoils of war, he seems unstoppable. Yet, amidst this triumph, a slave whispers in his ear, "Remember, you are mortal." This ancient custom was known as Memento Moris, translating to "remember that you must die." The origins of this practice can be traced back to the philosophers of classical antiquity. In his dialogue, Phaedo, Plato had Socrates declare that true philosophers are always occupied in the practice of dying. This philosophy suggests that, by constantly reflecting on death, we can better engage with life. The idea is as old as philosophy itself, a timeless wisdom that has resonated through the ages. In Christianity, the notion of memento mori took on a profound significance. From Judaism and early Christian practices, the idea of reflecting on mortality became deeply ingrained in religious life. As early as the medieval period, symbols of death began to appear in Christian art and architecture. These symbols were not merely decorative, they serve as constant reminders that life is fleeting. Churches often featured skulls and bones in their decorations, visual cues intended to keep the faithful mindful of their mortality. These weren't gruesome ornaments, they were spiritual guides. The Dance of Death, or Danse Macabre, is a genre that embodies this theme. It depicts skeletons and other death symbols interacting with the living, a stark reminder of life's transience. In these images, skeletons are often shown engaging in everyday activities, emphasizing that death is an inevitable part of life for everyone, from kings to peasants. The phrase memento moris itself became prevalent in Christian contexts during the medieval and Victorian eras. It served as a poignant reminder that no matter one's status or achievements, mortality is unavoidable. This practice transcended mere philosophy. It became an integral part of religious devotion. It wasn't just about intellectual reflection, it was a spiritual discipline. Churches and cathedrals were filled with these symbols as tangible reminders of faith's core tenet, that earthly life is fleeting and the afterlife is eternal. In Islam as well, remembering death is a fundamental aspect of religious practices and rituals, a reminder that life on earth is temporary. The Stoics, while embracing memento mori in their philosophy, did not originate the concept. It was already deeply rooted in various religious traditions. These symbols of death are more than just artifacts. They are spiritual roadmaps guiding the faithful through life's journey. By integrating memento mori into their practices, religions offered their followers a profound and practical wisdom to live fully in the present while keeping an eye on eternity. Artistic representations of memento mori offer a compelling visual language for exploring the inevitable nature of death. By depicting symbols such as skulls and hourglasses, artists have conveyed the timeless wisdom that underlies this ancient philosophical concept. One of the most common motifs in memento mori art is the skull, often accompanied by bones. This stark reminder serves to emphasize the universality and inevitability of death. In Rogier van der Weyden's Brock triptych, circa 1452, we find a striking example of this tradition. The inner panels feature the skull of the patron displayed prominently, serving as a poignant reminder of mortality. But skulls are not the only symbols used in memento mori art. Hourglasses and coffins also feature prominently, each with their own message about the passage of time and the finality of life's journey. Gravestones have long been a canvas for these themes. In Edinburgh's St. Cuthbert's churchyard, an inscription from 1746 bears the phrase memento mori, reminding visitors of the fleeting nature of life. This artistic tradition spans over 2,000 years, reflecting humanity's enduring fascination with mortality. From cathedrals adorned with skull motifs to churches featuring hourglasses, the architecture of our sacred spaces often serves as a visual meditation on death. Notable artists who have explored memento mori themes include Pieter Claes and Frans Hals, each contributing unique perspectives to this rich artistic tradition. Their works not only serve as reminders of death, but also invite us to contemplate the deeper meaning of our existence. By integrating these symbols into their art, artists have created a visual language that speaks to our shared human experience. It's as if they are saying, "Look here, this is what awaits us all. Let it guide your actions and thoughts in the present." In the end, these artistic representations serve as a timeless reminder of life's transience and the importance of living each moment to its fullest. As the Renaissance dawned, a profound shift in artistic expression emerged, deeply influenced by the timeless wisdom of Memento Mori. Artists like Pieter Cles and Frans Hals incorporated symbols of death into their portraiture and still-life paintings, creating works that were both aesthetically captivating and philosophically contemplative. In Cles's Vanitas still life with a skull and an hourglass, the presence of a skull and an hourglass serves as a stark reminder of life's transience. These symbols, known as vanitas, were meant to evoke reflection on mortality and the fleeting nature of worldly possessions. Frans Hals, renowned for his lively portraits, also delved into this theme. His work, The Laughing Cavaliers, is a masterpiece of Dutch Golden Age painting that captures the vivacity of life, but the subject's youthful vigor stands in contrast to the inevitable march of time. The influence of Memento Mori extended beyond portraiture into still-life paintings. Pieter Cles's work epitomizes this tradition, where opulent displays of food and luxury items are juxtaposed with symbols of decay and mortality. This artistic movement reminds us that even as society progressed and artistic styles evolved, the fundamental truths about life and death remained constant. Through these artistic representations, we see that Memento Mori has always been a significant theme in art, serving as both a reminder of our mortality and an invitation to live each moment fully. As we consider these works, it becomes clear that the timeless wisdom of Memento Mori continues to resonate deeply across different cultures and historical periods. Ultimately, these artistic explorations of mortality highlight the universal human experience of grappling with our finite existence and seeking meaning in life's fleeting moments. Around the world, various cultures and historical periods have embraced the concept of Memento Mori in unique ways. One prominent example is Mexico's Day of the Dead, Dia de Muertos, a vibrant celebration where families honor their deceased loved ones with colorful altars and lively festivities. This tradition is a contemporary manifestation of the ancient philosophical practice of reflecting on death to appreciate life more fully. In Scandinavia, seasonal festivals and cultural practices also embody the notion of Memento Mori. During the dark winter months, communities gather to celebrate with rituals that reflect on the inevitability of death. These festivals serve as reminders that life's transience should be cherished and valued. Similarly, in Japan, traditions such as the Obon Festival provide an opportunity for people to connect with their ancestors and contemplate the impermanence of life. The hermits of St. Paul of France incorporate Memento Moris into their unique salutation, reinforcing the idea that death is a constant companion. In Buddhism, traditions like the Lalitavistara Sutra and Udanavarga explore themes of impermanence and death, encouraging practitioners to contemplate these realities as a path to spiritual growth. Ultimately, Memento Mori transcends cultural boundaries, reminding us all of the precious nature of life and the importance of living fully while we can. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius, known for his work Meditations, wrote extensively on this theme. His reflections serve as a poignant reminder that life is fleeting and that each moment should be cherished. Aurelius believed that acknowledging the impermanence of life can help one live with greater honesty and presence. He saw death not as an end, but as a natural part of existence that should inform how we approach our days. While the phrase Memento Moris appears centuries later than the Stoics in Christian and medieval contexts, its core message aligns with their philosophy. For the Stoics, Memento Mori was not a grim reminder of what lies ahead, but rather an encouragement to make each moment count. By embracing the reality of death, they believed one could appreciate life more deeply and engage with it more authentically. This philosophical approach has enduring relevance today. It underscores the timeless wisdom of living in the present, acknowledging that our time on earth is limited and precious. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us in his Meditations, do every act of your life as though it were the last act of your life. This perspective can enrich our days and guide us toward a more meaningful existence. It is in this spirit that Memento Mori continues to influence philosophical thought, encouraging us to make each moment count and live fully while we can. By remembering our mortality, we are better equipped to appreciate the beauty and fragility of life, ultimately leading us to live with more purpose and intention. Despite its ancient origins, Memento Mori remains a vivid and enduring theme in modern art and literature. Artists like Guo Cheng explore the impermanence of life through their work, often using elements that decay over time. His 2018 installation, 1,000 Years From Now, features bamboo sticks that will eventually sprout and grow, symbolizing the ephemeral nature of existence. Literature also carries this theme forward. Haruki Murakami's novel, Kafka on the Shores, delves into the fragility of life and the inevitability of death. Through his characters' journeys, Murakami invites readers to reflect on their own mortality and the transient nature of our experiences. Beyond art and literature, modern practices continue to draw from Memento Mori's wisdom. Mindfulness meditation, for instance, encourages us to acknowledge the impermanence of all things as a way to cultivate presence and gratitude. Plato believed that true philosophers prepare for death through their practice. This ancient idea, known as Memento Mori, serves as a potent reminder of our mortality. The Stoics took this concept further, using it to live more honestly and fully in the present moment. By reflecting on death, we can clarify our priorities and focus on what truly matters. Imagine if every day began with the recognition that it could be your last. How would this shift your perspective on life? This practice helps us to stop postponing what matters most. It invites a sense of urgency and clarity that can be profoundly liberating. Reflecting on our own mortality can cultivate gratitude for the present moment. It reminds us of the preciousness and impermanence of life. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. Memento Mori brings us back to a place of clarity and focus. By keeping death in mind, we can live more authentically and purposefully. It's as if every moment becomes a gift to be cherished rather than taken for granted. This practice offers us a holistic view of why Memento Mori is valuable and provides practical insights for personal growth. It reminds us to live each day as if it were our last. Seneca, the Roman philosopher and Stoic, often reflected on the impermanence of life in his writings. In one of his letters, he noted that every hour we are reminded that we are mortal. This constant reminder was a cornerstone of his philosophy. For Seneca, remembering death was not about fostering dread or fear, but about cultivating an appreciation for the present moment. It was a way to sharpen his focus on what truly mattered. In one of his reflections, he notes that you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. This reminder was a constant guide in his daily practice. Epictetus, who lived a few generations after Seneca, also embraced the concept of Memento Mori. In his Enchiridion, he writes about the necessity of preparing oneself for death at all times. For Epictetus, this preparation was less about the end of life and more about focusing on what is within one's control. It was a tool to center oneself in the present. In the heart of Buddhism lies a profound concept known as anicca, often translated as impermanence or changeability. This idea echoes the timeless wisdom found in other spiritual paths, such as Memento Mori in Western philosophy. Seneca teaches that all compounded things are subject to change and eventual dissolution. This includes physical bodies, mental states, and even our perceptions of reality. To illustrate this principle, consider the 5 aggregates which are central to Buddhist teachings. These aggregates represent the various aspects that make up our sense of self: material form, feelings, perceptions, mental formations, and consciousness. According to Buddhist tradition, Mara, the personification of desire and temptation, visited the Buddha after his enlightenment. Mara attempted to distract the Buddha with illusions of sensual pleasures. The Buddha, however, remained unshaken and mindful of his realization that all phenomena are impermanent and ultimately unsatisfying. This moment highlights the power of mindfulness in Buddhist practice, where one continually remembers the impermanence of all things, including life itself. In various Buddhist traditions, practices such as meditation and mindfulness exercises serve to cultivate a deep understanding of anicca. The Lalita Vistara Sutra and Udanavarga are among the texts that explore this theme, guiding practitioners to contemplate death as a means of gaining insight into the nature of reality. By reflecting on the impermanence of life and the inevitability of death, Buddhists strive to live more fully and with greater appreciation for each moment. This timeless wisdom, bound across various spiritual paths including Memento Mori in Western philosophy, underscores the universality of these insights and their enduring practical benefits. From the serene gardens of Kyoto to the bustling streets of Tokyo, Memento Mori has been a timeless and profound thread woven into Japanese culture. The philosophy is evident in the quiet rituals of tea ceremonies, where participants are reminded of the impermanence of life through the careful arrangement and appreciation of temporary beauty. During Hanami, or cherry blossom viewing, people gather beneath the fleeting blooms, recognizing that even the most beautiful things in life are transient. Zen masters like Dogen and Hakuin emphasize the importance of memento mori in their writings, encouraging practitioners to contemplate death as a means of cultivating mindfulness and presence. In the words of Dogen, to study the Buddha way is to study the self. To study the self is to forget the self. To forget the self is to be enlightened by all things. Hakuin, too, taught that reflecting on death can deepen one's appreciation for life, stating that life and death are of equal value, they are the front and back of one body. This wisdom is not merely philosophical, but practical, guiding everyday actions and fostering a sense of gratitude for each moment. In the tranquil setting of a tea ceremony, or under the fragile blooms of cherry trees, these principles come to life, reminding us that every precious moment is fleeting. Thus, memento mori serves as a gentle reminder of the impermanence of all things, inviting us to cherish and live fully in each present moment. This timeless wisdom, rooted deeply within Japanese culture, underscores the enduring relevance of memento mori's practical benefits. In the quiet of a contemporary cafe, a unique gathering takes place. Death cafes are modern spaces where strangers gather to discuss death and dying over tea and cake. These gatherings are not about morbid fascination, but about opening a frank conversation on an inevitable part of life. They are based on the philosophical practice of memento mori. In these settings, people share their experiences with death and explore ways to live more fully in the present. Beyond informal gatherings, movements like Death with Dignity advocate for legal rights around end-of-life decisions. This movement fights for the right to die on one's own terms, echoing the Stoic belief that life and death are intertwined and should be faced honestly. Modern meditation techniques also incorporate memento mori, guiding practitioners to contemplate their mortality as a pathway to living mindfully. Books like The 5 Invitations by Frank Ostaseski explore these themes, inviting readers to embrace their mortality as a means of enriching life. In popular media, the idea of memento mori has gained traction through shows like 6 Feet Under, which delves into the realities of death and its impact on the living. Remembering that life is fleeting encourages us to prioritize what truly matters, stopping us from postponing our most precious moments. Memento Mori, the timeless reminder to acknowledge our mortality, is deeply woven into the fabric of early Greek philosophy. Plato's allegory of the cave also touches on this theme, suggesting that true understanding and wisdom come from confronting and accepting our own mortality. In the allegory, escaping the cave symbolizes breaking free from the shackles of ignorance and embracing the light of knowledge, including the reality of death. Aristotle, while differing from Socrates in many ways, also emphasized the importance of accepting death as a natural part of life. These philosophical musings demonstrate that memento mori is not merely a modern concept, but has been a part of human reflection since ancient times. By integrating the idea of remembering death into their teachings, these early Greek philosophers highlight its universal relevance and timeless wisdom. Understanding that our days are numbered, we can live more authentically, savoring the moments that make life rich and meaningful. Across the world, different cultures have embraced the timeless wisdom of memento mori in unique ways. Among Native American tribes, this reminder to reflect on mortality is woven into their rituals and traditions. For the Navajo, death ceremonies are not just moments of mourning, but also opportunities for spiritual growth and renewal. These ceremonies, known as yibichai, often last 9 days and involve intricate sand paintings called sand paintings. These paintings are created by skilled medicine men who use colored sand to depict spiritual symbols. The symbolism in these sand paintings serves as a visual reminder of the cyclical nature of life and death, echoing the principle of memento mori. Meanwhile, among the Hopi, the cycle of life and death is viewed through the lens of their sacred dances. These dances, such as the wuachim, are performed to honor the ancestors and invoke blessings for the living. The Hopi believe that the spirits of their ancestors continue to guide them, emphasizing the continuity between the living and the dead. This perspective is a profound expression of memento mori, as it highlights how our connection with the deceased enriches our lives. Similarly, the Iroquois honor their dead through rituals that emphasize remembrance and continuity. After a person's passing, they perform the Feast of the Dead, which involves gathering to share food and stories about the deceased. This feast is not just a time for grieving, but also a celebration of life. By sharing memories and meals, the Iroquois keep their loved ones present in their lives, embodying the essence of memento mori. In these cultural practices, we see how memento mori transcends borders and eras. Whether through elaborate ceremonies or simple acts of remembrance, Native American tribes remind us that reflecting on mortality can deepen our appreciation for life. This cross-cultural relevance illustrates the enduring power of memento mori, showing how different societies embrace this concept in their own unique ways. As the Victorian era dawned, the practice of memento mori found a new and profound expression through the lens of art and customs. This era was marked by significant societal shifts and technological advancements that influenced how people engaged with the concept of mortality. Post-mortem photography emerged as a poignant example of this shift. These photographs often depicted the deceased in lifelike poses, sometimes even propped up to appear as if they were still alive. The practice served both as a remembrance of the departed and as a stark reminder of life's transience. Mourning jewelry became another significant symbol during this period. These intricate pieces often contain locks of hair or small portraits of the deceased, serving as personal and intimate mementos. The custom of wearing such jewelry underscored the deeply personal nature of remembrance during the Victorian era. Funerary art also flourished, with skulls and bones frequently appearing in paintings and architecture as stark symbols of mortality. This triptych powerfully conveys the transience of life and the inevitability of death, embodying the essence of memento mori. The significance of these practices lies in their ability to connect us with our own mortality, reminding us that life is fleeting and precious. As the world changes around us, the ways in which we engage with this timeless wisdom continue to evolve. From ancient philosophers reflecting on death under the night sky to Victorian-era art capturing lifelike images of the deceased, each epoch leaves its unique imprint on the enduring power of Memento Mori. Beyond its historical and artistic legacy, Memento Mori continues to resonate in contemporary psychology and therapeutic practices. This ancient reminder of our mortality has found new life in the study of human behavior and mental health. One prominent area where Memento Mori principles are applied is terror management theory, or TMT for short. This psychological framework suggests that humans have a unique ability to create cultural worldviews as a defense mechanism against the fear of death. According to TMT, people tend to manage their anxiety about mortality by adhering to cultural beliefs and values that give life meaning and significance. This could be anything from religious faiths to national pride, or even philosophical doctrines. In the context of grief counseling, Memento Mori serves as a powerful tool for acceptance and healing. Therapists often encourage their clients to confront and acknowledge the reality of death. This acknowledgement can take many forms, such as writing letters to lost loved ones or creating memorials that honor their memory. The goal is not to dwell on sadness, but to find a way to incorporate the loss into one's life story. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, also incorporates mindfulness of mortality as part of its therapeutic techniques. By encouraging patients to reflect on the impermanence of life, CBT helps them prioritize their actions and thoughts. This reflection can lead individuals to live more authentically and purposefully, aligning their actions with what truly matters to them. In essence, Memento Mori helps people break free from the trivialities of everyday life. Furthermore, death acceptance, a concept closely tied to Memento Mori, has been shown to reduce anxiety and improve overall mental well-being. By embracing the inevitability of death, individuals can better cope with stressors and find inner peace. In conclusion, Memento Mori's timeless wisdom continues to offer practical benefits in modern psychological research and therapeutic practices. Whether it's through terror management theory, CBT techniques, or grief counseling, the principle of remembering death serves as a powerful tool for mental health. This enduring relevance validates the philosophy's enduring power and its ability to adapt across different cultural and historical contexts. In ancient Egyptian culture, the concept of Memento Mori held deep significance. The Egyptians believed in the afterlife and saw death as a transition rather than an end. Funerary practices like mummification were designed to preserve the body for its journey into the afterlife. Tomb inscriptions often included phrases like, "Remember death," to remind visitors and the deceased themselves of their mortality. These practices served as constant reminders that life on earth was fleeting and that the soul would continue on its journey. The ancient Egyptians understood that their time in the physical world was limited and sought to prepare for what came next. This timeless wisdom of Memento Mori, remembering death to fully appreciate life, echoes through various cultures and historical periods. In Japan, Zen Buddhism and samurai culture incorporate similar rituals to meditate on the impermanence of life. In the ancient world, Greek philosophers also embraced Memento Mori as a cornerstone of their teachings. Among them was Epictetus, who emphasized death's constant presence in life. Epictetus taught that death is not something to fear or avoid, but rather our eternal companion. For him, remembering death wasn't about morbidity, but about living fully in the present moment. He believed that recognizing death's inevitability helps us let go of attachments to material possessions and emotions. Imagine your favorite possession, a car, a house, or perhaps an heirloom. Epictetus would remind us that all these things are temporary, and they will eventually be taken from us by death. But he didn't stop at possessions. He also taught detachment from emotions like anger, fear, or desire. These too are fleeting and can cause great suffering if we cling to them. The wisdom of Epictetus is not about embracing death, but about appreciating life's precious moments with clarity and gratitude. In Chaucer's The Canterbury Tales, the theme of Memento Mori is woven throughout the narrative. Although not explicitly referred to as such, the stories serve as a reflection on human nature and the inevitability of death. Characters from various walks of life share their tales, each highlighting the transience of human experience. These literary works and artistic depictions underscore the timeless wisdom that Memento Mori offers. They illustrate how reflecting on death can sharpen our appreciation for life's precious moments, clarify priorities, and cultivate gratitude for the present. The Danse Macabre and the Canterbury Tales serve as poignant illustrations of how Memento Mori has inspired creative expressions over the centuries, each contributing to the vast tapestry of human thought and experience. As we delve deeper into the historical and cultural contexts that have embraced Memento Mori, it becomes clear how this timeless wisdom continues to resonate, offering practical benefits that transcend philosophical doctrine. In the quiet moments of reflection, these artistic and literary representations remind us not just of death's inevitability, but also of life's beauty and fleeting nature. They invite us to live with intention and to make each moment count. In the contemporary world, mindfulness practices have emerged as powerful tools for mental well-being and clarity. At their core, these practices aim to cultivate present-moment awareness, helping individuals navigate the complexities of modern life. One foundational principle in mindfulness is the recognition that every moment is fleeting and precious. This resonates deeply with the ancient wisdom of Memento Mori, a reminder that life is finite and that each moment should be cherished. Modern mindfulness practices often incorporate techniques like meditation on death or impermanence to cultivate gratitude for the present. For example, in Tibetan Buddhism, reflecting on impermanence is a cornerstone practice to enhance the appreciation of life. Similarly, in contemporary mindfulness retreats, participants may be asked to consider the transience of life to foster a deeper sense of gratitude. By confronting our own mortality and acknowledging the fleeting nature of life, we can more fully appreciate each moment as it passes. This ancient wisdom, integrated into modern mindfulness practices, serves as a reminder to live with intention and purpose. In this way, the timeless wisdom of Memento Mori continues to resonate in contemporary practices, guiding us toward a more mindful and grateful existence. This enduring relevance of Memento Mori in modern life demonstrates the profound connection between ancient wisdom and contemporary mindfulness practices. In the Islamic tradition, Memento Mori takes on a profound spiritual significance. The Quranic verses, the holy book of Muslims, emphasize the inevitability of death. These verses remind believers that death is a part of life's journey and that they will be held accountable on the Day of Judgment. In Sufism, a mystical branch of Islam, the remembrance of death is a central practice. Sufis believe that by constantly remembering their mortality, they can attain a higher spiritual state. For them, Memento Mori is not just about preparing for death, but about living each moment fully and with purpose. In Shia Islam, the event of Ashura holds particular significance. This event commemorates the martyrdom of Imam Hussein and his followers, and it serves as a powerful reminder of death's universality. During Ashura, Shia Muslims engage in acts of remembrance and self-reflection, reinforcing the idea that death is an integral part of life. The significance of Ashura in Shia Islam underscores the timeless wisdom and practical benefits of Memento Mori. Across different cultures and historical periods, the concept of remembering death serves as a powerful motivator to live life fully. Whether through the Quranic verses, Sufi mysticism, or Shia commemorations, Memento Mori offers a path to deeper spirituality and greater engagement with life. Beyond the shores of the West, In the serene temples of the East, a similar contemplative practice has long been cultivated. In Buddhism, the concept of mindfulness is closely intertwined with a profound understanding of impermanence, or anicca. This belief teaches that everything in life is transient and constantly changing. Impermanence, known as anicca in Buddhism, is one of the three marks of existence, alongside suffering, dukkha, and non-self anatta. By acknowledging that all phenomena are impermanent, Buddhists cultivate a deep appreciation for the present moment. The Marakanda Sutta, a classic Buddhist text, illustrates this principle vividly. In this tale, the Buddha, while meditating under a tree, is confronted by Mara, the personification of death and temptation. Mara attempts to seduce the Buddha with visions of beautiful women, but the Buddha remains undisturbed. Finally, Mara challenges him by saying, "By your strength, you have conquered me. Who will conquer death?" The Buddha responds that he has indeed overcome temptations and distractions, but acknowledges that even the enlightened are not exempt from the inevitable reality of death. This story underscores the profound acceptance of impermanence as a core tenet of Buddhist philosophy. Vipassana meditation, one of the central practices in Buddhism, further embodies this principle. Vipassana means insights or clear seeing and involves cultivating mindfulness to observe the impermanent nature of all things. Practitioners of Vipassana focus on the breath, the body, and the sensations they experience during meditation. By closely observing these transient states, they develop a deep understanding of anicca and learn to accept change without attachment or aversion. This alignment between memento mori and mindfulness practices in Buddhism illuminates how Eastern philosophies incorporate death awareness into spiritual growth. Recognizing the impermanence of life's pleasures and pains, one can cultivate a state of equanimity that enhances both contemplative practice and daily living. Beyond the philosophical traditions of ancient Greece and Rome, memento mori has taken root in indigenous cultures across the globe. For instance, the Native American concept of the circle of life is deeply intertwined with memento mori. This idea celebrates the cyclical nature of life and death, with each phase connected to the next in an eternal loop. In many Native American tribes, death is not seen as a final end, but rather a transition to another form. This belief aligns with the broader philosophy of memento mori, reminding us that life and death are part of a continuous cycle. Across the globe in Mexico, Day of the Dead rituals embody memento mori through joyful remembrance. Families gather to honor their deceased loved ones with offerings, vibrant decorations, and festive celebrations. This lively approach to remembering death serves as a stark contrast to Western funeral traditions, which often focus on mourning and sorrow. In the Hopi culture of North America, there is a strong belief in life after death. The Hopi believe that after death, the spirit enters a new phase of existence, continuing its journey in a different form. This belief reinforces the idea that death is not an end, but a transformation, echoing the principles of memento mori. From the circle of life in Native American traditions to the joyous celebrations of Day of the Dead and the Hopi belief in life after death, these cultural practices demonstrate diverse interpretations of memento mori. In logotherapy, developed by Viktor Frankl, the concept is used to help patients find meaning in life, even amidst suffering and adversity. Frankl believed that the primary motivation for a person is to find meaning in life, and memento mori serves as a reminder of this quest. In acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT, the principle is employed to encourage individuals to confront their mortality as a means of embracing life more fully. ACT posits that acknowledging our finite existence can heighten appreciation for the present moment. Existential psychotherapy also draws on memento mori to help individuals confront the reality of death and live more authentically. These modern applications illustrate the enduring relevance and practical benefits of memento mori in contemporary life. In ancient Rome, victorious generals were reminded of their mortality through a striking ritual. This practice was designed not to instill fear, but to keep them grounded. For Marcus Aurelius, this principle of memento mori guided his strategies and decisions as a military leader. Amidst the chaos of battle, recalling his own mortality helped him maintain clarity and composure. This mindset allowed him to make strategic decisions with a long-term perspective. It was a practical tool, reminding him that his life's work extended beyond his own existence. Cultivating this mindset acknowledges the inevitability of death and encourages us to live more purposefully. The concept of memento moris is a timeless wisdom that has been interpreted and applied in various cultural contexts across history. Wu Wei, often translated as non-action, is about aligning oneself with the natural flow of life without resistance or unnecessary effort. This principle encourages a deep acceptance of life cycles, including death, as a natural part of existence. The Tao Te Ching, a foundational text of Taoism, reflects on the impermanence of life. A good traveler has no fixed plans and is not intent upon arriving. This verse implies a surrender to the journey of life, acknowledging that the end death is as integral to the path as any other step. In this sense, Wu Wei is not merely about accepting death but also finding harmony within it, a serene understanding that every moment is fleeting. This harmonious perspective broadens our understanding of memento mori, showing how various cultural lenses can interpret this timeless wisdom. As the medieval era dawned, a profound shift began in how people contemplated and prepared for death. This period saw the emergence of Ars Moriendi texts, Latin for the art of dying. These manuscripts provided practical guidance on navigating the final moments of life, guiding individuals through the process with grace and dignity. These texts were not merely philosophical musings. They offered tangible advice on how to behave and what to say during one's last hours. For instance, the Ars Moriendi manual instructed the dying person to confess their sins, make amends with those they had wronged, and prepare spiritually for the transition. In architecture, memento mori symbols appeared in the form of skulls or hourglasses carved into cathedrals and churches. These visual reminders were designed to prompt reflection on death's universality and the urgency of living virtuously. As we observe the historical practices related to preparing for death, it becomes clear how memento mori has shaped societal attitudes towards mortality. Its influence extends beyond religious contexts, touching various aspects of human culture and thought. In contemporary grief counseling, the principle of memento mori plays a significant role. Grief counselors often use tools like memory boxes or photo albums to help clients process their loss. These objects serve as tangible reminders of the loved one's life and death, encouraging reflection on mortality. This cultural practice reflects the concept of memento mori, reminding us that death is a natural part of life's cycle. By embracing these reminders, people can find solace and acceptance in their loss and, ultimately, move forward with newfound perspective. The timeless wisdom of memento mori thus continues to shape how we understand and cope with death in our modern world. Memento mori, the timeless wisdom of remembering death, has profoundly shaped human cultures throughout history. Its presence is especially notable in indigenous African traditions. In many African communities, ancestral veneration plays a significant role in maintaining the connection between the living and the deceased. Through ceremonial rites, these communities honor their ancestors, seeking blessings and guidance from beyond. These practices serve as constant reminders of death's inevitability, ensuring that the wisdom and experiences of past generations are not forgotten. For instance, in some parts of West Africa, annual festivals dedicated to ancestral spirits are held with great reverence and solemnity. During these festivities, the community pays homage to their ancestors by performing rituals that are believed to bring good fortune and protection. The belief is that by remembering and honoring their ancestors, the living can draw on their wisdom and strength. In southern Africa, particularly among the Zulu people, there is a strong tradition of honoring their ancestors through rituals and offerings. These practices serve as a poignant reminder that death is not the end, but rather a transition to another state of existence. For example, in some Zulu communities, families gather on specific days to perform rituals and make offerings to their ancestors, seeking guidance and blessings. Through these practices, the Zulu people maintain a deep connection with their ancestors, believing that they continue to play an active role in their lives. These practices emphasize the importance of remembering those who have come before, as a way to honor their legacy and wisdom. Across these diverse African cultures, Memento Mori is not just a philosophical concept, but a living practice that guides daily life and shapes cultural identity. It serves as a reminder that death is an integral part of life's cycle and that our actions and memories continue to have meaning even after we are gone. By honoring their ancestors, these communities demonstrate a profound understanding of the human condition and the timeless wisdom that death is not an end, but a transformation. This universal response to mortality echoes through different cultures, each with its own unique expressions and interpretations. In the heart of Europe, where the winds whisper tales of old and the ancient spirits linger, lies a land rich with folklore and tradition. Here, the concept of Memento Mori, the reminder that all is fleeting, has been deeply ingrained in the Celtic psyche for centuries. One of the most significant festivals in this culture is Samhain, celebrated on October 31st. This ancient celebration marks the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter's dark reign. During Samhain, the veil between the world of the living and the dead is believed to thin, allowing spirits to cross over. This time of year was considered a liminal space where the boundary between life and death is most permeable. Bards, or Celtic poets, would recite verses that not only celebrated the harvest, but also served as a reminder of life's transience. Their poetry often depicted the fleeting nature of beauty and prosperity, emphasizing the inevitability of change. In these rituals and stories, Memento Mori acts as both a reminder of mortality and an encouragement to appreciate the present moment. The bard's verses would often describe the cycle of life and death, likening it to the changing seasons. Funerary rites among the Celts also echoed this theme. The dead were often buried with their most cherished belongings, symbolizing that they took nothing material into the afterlife. This practice was a stark reminder that even the most valuable possessions are left behind in death's wake. The emphasis on the ephemeral nature of material wealth underscored the impermanence of life itself. The ancient Celtic tradition of carving intricate patterns and symbols into standing stones further illustrates their belief in the transience of life. These megaliths, often adorned with spirals and other worldly designs, stand as silent sentinels of time's relentless march. Throughout Celtic culture, Memento Mori has been woven into the fabric of their beliefs and practices. Whether through the poetry of bards, the rituals of Samhain, or the somber funerary customs, the reminder of death's inevitability serves as a powerful catalyst for living fully in the present. The Viking Age was a time of expansive exploration and daring voyages, but it was also deeply rooted in an acknowledgement of the inevitability of death. This philosophy, known as Memento Mori, played a significant role in Norse mythology and Viking culture. At the heart of Norse belief was the concept of Valhalla, a grand hall where fallen warriors were gathered to fight and feast for eternity. This vision of an afterlife filled with honor and glory served as a powerful motivation for Viking warriors, who faced death on the battlefield with courage and resilience. The funerary practices of the Vikings were also stark reminders of mortality. Many warriors would choose to be cremated on a funeral pyre, their ashes scattered over the land or sea they had defended in life. These rites were not merely ceremonial, they held deep spiritual significance, symbolizing the transition from this world to the next. The ancient texts known as the Eddas provide insights into Norse beliefs about fate and death. According to these writings, each person's destiny is predetermined by the Norns, the goddesses of fate. This belief in a predestined fate offered comfort and a sense of order amidst the uncertainty and danger of Viking life. By embracing Memento Mori, the Vikings were able to confront death with stoic resolve, using it as a motivation to live boldly and honorably in the present. Thus, Memento Mori was integral to Norse resilience and their unique approach to life and death. As we move into the present, the enduring theme of Memento Mori continues to resonate through contemporary art and literature. Visual artists today use symbols and themes that remind us of our mortality, inviting reflection on the fleeting nature of life. Take, for instance, the work of modern artist Damien Hirst, known for his provocative installations that confront viewers with the reality of death. One of his most famous pieces, For the Love of God, features a platinum cast of a human skull encrusted with diamonds. This stark representation of mortality serves as both an artistic statement and a philosophical meditation on the impermanence of life. Literature, too, has embraced this timeless wisdom. In her novel, The Immortalists, Chloe Benjamin explores the profound impact of a prediction about the death dates of 4 siblings. Through their reactions to this prophecy, the characters grapple with the inevitability of death and the importance of living each day fully. Benjamin's novel serves as a powerful reminder that understanding our mortality can deepen our appreciation for life's precious moments. Similarly, in the literary world, contemporary authors such as Magiel Farrell and Max Porter use the theme of death to inspire gratitude for life. O'Farrell's I Am explores the profound impact of loss on a family, highlighting how our recognition of death can heighten our sense of connection and love. Porter's Grief is the Thing with Feathers delves into the complex emotions surrounding death and how it forces us to confront our own fragility. These contemporary interpretations of Memento Mori serve as poignant reminders that life is fleeting and precious. They encourage us to live with intention, gratitude, and a deep awareness of our mortal existence. Thus, Memento Mori continues to be a powerful and relevant concept in contemporary creative expressions, inviting us to reflect on our lives and live them fully. Roman funerary practices were deeply intertwined with Memento Mori. During elaborate funeral processions, a wax mask of the deceased was carried, symbolizing their mortality. In these rituals, a family member would don this mask and wear it during the procession to remind everyone present that death is universal. This practice underscored the notion that regardless of one's status or accomplishments, mortality was inevitable. Cicero, in his work Tusculan Disputations, emphasized the importance of reflecting on death to live a virtuous life. Artistic expressions such as funerary art and architecture embodied the Memento Mori theme. In Roman literature, poets like Horace often wrote about mortality and the impermanence of life to encourage readers to appreciate their time on earth more fully. These elements combined shaped a cultural landscape where reflection on death was not just a philosophical exercise, but an integral part of daily life and societal values. This ancient wisdom serves as a reminder that Memento Mori has timeless relevance, offering practical benefits across different civilizations by shaping societal values and individual behaviors. In Sufism, for instance, the concept of Memento Mori played a significant role in fostering spiritual growth. Sufis believed that reflecting on death could lead to a deeper understanding of life's impermanence and the ephemeral nature of worldly attachments. One influential thinker who espoused this view was Al-Ghazali, a renowned Islamic scholar and mystic. In his seminal work, The Revival of the Religious Sciences, he emphasized that contemplating death could purify the soul and align one's actions with divine will. Al-Ghazali taught that by remembering death individuals could transcend their earthly desires and focus on the eternal. This practice was not merely an intellectual exercise, but a daily spiritual ritual that permeated Sufi life. The integration of Memento Mori into daily practices included meditations and prayers that continually reminded adherents of death's inevitability. These rituals served as a means to cultivate humility, detachment from material possessions, and an increased appreciation for the present moment. In broader Islamic thought, Memento Mori was also intertwined with the concept of the akhirah, the afterlife. Believers were encouraged to reflect on death as a means of preparing for the day of judgment and ensuring their place in paradise. This philosophical wisdom not only shaped individual spiritual journeys, but also influenced societal values and behaviors, fostering a culture that valued simplicity, piety, and a keen awareness of life's transience. As we explore these various interpretations, it becomes evident that the timeless wisdom of Memento Mori offers practical benefits across different civilizations. From Sufism to broader Islamic thought, this ancient tenet serves as a powerful reminder to live more fully and mindfully in each moment. Holiday teaches readers to view obstacles as opportunities for growth, drawing parallels with historical figures who embrace their own mortality. Another prominent author in this field is Mark Manson, whose book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, also incorporates Memento Mori principles. Manson argues that accepting the reality of death helps put everyday problems into perspective, encouraging readers to live more fully and mindfully in each moment. This practice of remembering death is not meant to induce despair, but rather to inspire a greater appreciation for the present moment. In this way, Memento Mori in contemporary self-help literature offers practical tools that allow readers to apply these timeless principles to their own lives. In ancient Rome, the practice of Memento Mori was deeply woven into their funerary rituals, serving as a constant reminder of mortality and a guide for both the deceased and the living. Death masks, or images mortuae, were an essential part of these rituals. These masks were made from wax or other materials and created to resemble the deceased as closely as possible. These death masks were not merely decorative, but held significant symbolic importance. They allowed the family of the deceased to remember their loved one's likeness and served as a memento of their mortality. Eulogies played another crucial role in Roman funeral customs. Orators would deliver speeches commemorating the life of the deceased, highlighting their virtues and achievements. These eulogies were not just for remembrance, but also to inspire the living. By recounting the deeds of the departed, Romans hoped to instill similar virtues in those attending the funeral. Epitaphs were another significant element in Roman funerary practices. These inscriptions on tombstones often carried messages that reminded visitors of their own mortality and the impermanence of life. Many epitaphs included phrases like "Vixrunt, they lived," or "Dormiunt, they sleep," underscoring the brevity of life and the inevitability of death. These practices, including death masks, eulogies, and epitaphs, illustrate how Memento Mori was not just a philosophical concept, but an integrated part of Roman life. In this way, the Romans honored their dead while also guiding the living to live fully and mindfully in the present. By remembering death and the impermanence of life, we can appreciate our present moments more deeply and live with greater purpose. Aurelius argues that by acknowledging our mortality, we can appreciate the ephemeral nature of existence and live with greater intention. He states, "Think of yourself as dead. You have lived your life. Now take what's left and live it properly." This invites us to seize each moment as if it were our last. Moreover, Aurelius uses Memento Mori to encourage a sense of humility and detachment from worldly concerns. He notes that death is nothing to us, since when we exist, death has not yet come, and when death comes, we no longer exist. This reminds us that our lives are fleeting and that material possessions or status hold little value. He concludes that the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. This final thought underscores how embracing our mortality can lead us to a more virtuous and content life. In essence, Memento Mori in Stoic poetry serves as a powerful tool for personal growth and spiritual insight. By contemplating our own end, we can better appreciate the beauty and fragility of life. Artists like Damien Hirst incorporate Memento Mori symbols into their work to engage with the theme of mortality. Hirst's iconic use of skulls and decaying animals serves as a stark reminder of the impermanence of life. Yayoi Kusama's installations also explore themes of death and transience. Her work often immerses viewers in environments filled with infinite mirrored lights or fields of flowers, symbolizing the ephemeral nature of life. In fashion and graphic design, Memento Mori symbolism finds its way into various forms. Designers often use skulls and hourglasses as part of their aesthetic to invoke contemplation on the fleeting nature of existence. The enduring presence of Memento Mori in art and design highlights its relevance across different cultural contexts. It invites viewers to pause and reflect on their own mortality, fostering a deeper appreciation for the present moment. This ancient practice continues to resonate today, offering insight into our shared humanity. In the modern world, Memento Mori continues to captivate and inspire artists, reflecting our collective fascination with mortality. This striking installation not only encapsulates the traditional Memento Mori motif of the skull, but also elevates it to a contemporary context. The use of diamonds adds a layer of opulence and transience, symbolizing the impermanence of wealth and status. Another notable example is Ai Weiwei's Forever, a large-scale installation featuring thousands of hand-painted porcelain sunflower seeds. The fragile nature of the individual seeds and their vast number creates a meditative space where visitors can reflect on life's transience. These contemporary art installations demonstrate the enduring relevance of Memento Mori in modern creative expressions. They serve as reminders that our time on Earth is fleeting and encourage us to appreciate the present moment more deeply. In doing so, these artists continue to inspire us to reflect on our own mortality and the impermanence of all things. In the heart of Africa, a philosophy known as Ubuntu has shaped lives and cultures for centuries. This philosophy, which translates to "I am because we are," emphasizes the interconnectedness of all beings. It reminds us that our individual existence is inextricably linked to those around us. Ubuntu teaches that a person's humanity is not something that exists in isolation, but rather is cultivated through our relationships with others. This philosophy has profound implications for how we view life and death. In the context of Ubuntu, death is not seen as an end, but rather as a transition that affects not just the individual, but the entire community. This perspective encourages a sense of continuity and interconnectedness even in the face of mortality. Historically, Ubuntu has been practiced in various African cultures and communities. In these settings, the philosophy serves as a guiding principle that influences daily life and decision-making. Consider the traditional proverb, Umuntu, Gumuntu, Gabantu, which translates to, "A person is a person through other persons." This saying underscores the importance of community and our dependence on one another. In practical terms, Ubuntu encourages us to live in a way that acknowledges our interdependence and prepares us for the inevitable transitions of life, including death. A real-life example can be found in the practices of some African tribes where ancestors are remembered and honored through rituals that celebrate their ongoing influence on the living. These rituals serve as reminders that our ancestors' lives continue to shape and support us, echoing the core principle of Ubuntu. By embracing this perspective, we gain a deeper appreciation for the continuity of life and the enduring impact of our relationships with others. In this way, Ubuntu enriches our understanding of mortality by emphasizing the interconnected nature of all beings and the enduring influence of our relationships. As we explore different cultural perspectives on mortality, we come to see that the wisdom of Memento Mori is not confined to any one tradition, but resonates across diverse philosophies and practices. The Delphic oracle at Delphi, where the famous inscription "Know thyself" was located, served as a reminder to visitors that their lives were fleeting and their actions should be in alignment with this truth. In his essay, On the Shortness of Life, Seneca argues that people waste their lives on trivial pursuits, distracting themselves from the inevitability of death. He writes, "You are living as if destined to live forever. Your false sense of security betrays you into holding back on any fine and magnificent plans for the future." By reminding us that our time is limited, Seneca challenges us to make every moment count. This idea of using death as a motivator for a more fulfilling life was not unique to Seneca. Epictetus, another early Roman Stoic philosopher, also emphasized the importance of remembering one's mortality. In his teachings, Epictetus encourages us to see death as a natural part of life rather than something to be feared or avoided. He believed that by accepting and reflecting on our mortality, we could live with greater purpose and tranquility. For example, Seneca often meditated on the impermanence of life and the fleeting nature of material wealth and status. He wrote, "We are mortal. Our lives are fated by death." This acknowledgement served as a constant reminder to live with wisdom and virtue. This deep understanding of the fleeting nature of life serves as a powerful reminder to make each moment count and to live with clarity, purpose, and gratitude. Thousands of miles away from the ancient philosophers who first contemplated Memento Moris lies a vibrant culture with its own unique perspective on life and death, the Yoruba people. In the heart of West Africa, particularly in Nigeria and Benin, the Yoruba people have a rich cultural heritage that deeply integrates reverence for ancestors into daily life. The concept of Ara holds significant importance in Yoruba culture. Ara translates to life force, representing the essence that animates all living things. This life force is believed to be eternal and continues to exist even after physical death. Ancestors in Yoruba belief continue to influence the lives of their descendants. They are seen as guides and protectors, offering wisdom and support from the spiritual realm. This belief system emphasizes that death is not the end, but a transition into another form of existence. To honor their ancestors, the Yoruba engage in various rituals and ceremonies throughout the year. These practices serve as tangible reminders of the connection between the living and the deceased, fostering a sense of continuity across generations. The idea that life force persists beyond death is not merely philosophical but practical in Yoruba culture. It influences how they approach daily challenges and celebrations, instilling a profound sense of resilience and gratitude. In times of adversity or joy, the Yoruba people often seek guidance from their ancestors, believing that their wisdom can provide clarity and strength. This practice reinforces the notion that life is a continuous journey, shaped by both the present and the past. Through this deep respect for ancestors and the eternal nature of Ara, the Yoruba have developed a unique perspective on mortality. Death is not feared, but embraced as a natural part of life's cycle, offering opportunities to connect with the spiritual world. This timeless wisdom enriches our understanding of Memento Mori, demonstrating how different cultures across the globe have grappled with the universal themes of life and death. It reminds us to cherish each moment, knowing that every action has a lasting impact on those who follow in our footsteps.